What's going on? It's Justeeni here. Today, we've got the grand finals of the Zabasi World Championship qualifier. That's right, down to the last set. One best of three stands between me and another tournament with 24 people, which also stands between another elimination round, which stands between a trip to Sweden. But you know what? We got to get through this one first. And our opponent, Ducks, who worked his way. He had a much harder bracket to get through than I did. But yeah, he was one of the favorites to win this tournament. And then obviously I'm here as well, you know. But yeah, it's Arky. I have host advantage because I have the higher seed. And yeah, let's get right into things. So, opening, pretty simple. Just getting some warriors, expanding around a little bit. I don't find my village here, but I go for fishing. You know, okay, this is all very simple stuff. I don't find my village here, though. Not very good. But I get this upgraded capital, and already, again, one thing you have to notice with Zabasi and Arky, I mentioned this in the last video, those giants. You have to see the giants. With, like, Imperius, it's a little less mandatory because sometimes you literally don't have the giant. But with Zabasi, you pretty much always have the giant because you got this juicy capital with 2 guaranteed farms every time. So you have to always watch for the giant. Where are you getting your giant? When are you getting your giant? And I go for a really slow approach. This looks really weird, but I'm funneling this explorer this way to see what's going on here. Because I saw this on Zala terrain, so I figured they're probably over here. Explorer doesn't quite go that way, so then I go here and oh, they're actually over here. Which is really unexpected, but I also see all of the ruins. There's one more ruin on the map. Small maps have 5 ruins. But I can see 4 of them, and this is actually pretty nice. So the slow start, and you know, the explorer probably went in a direction I didn't need to, but you know what? We're gonna make do with this. I meet the opponent, get the lighthouse, and totally this was intentional. I know how port mechanics work. I still don't actually, but I get this connection. That's cool. And yeah, do you guys see the giant? I see the giant. Yeah, just one port connection away, and I'm stepping on 2 ruins, and I'm gonna keep them. And I get a ramming and a star rune, 2 beautiful ruins here. There's the connection, there's the turn 8 giant, pretty normal for Zabasi, so nothing too crazy. My expansion's actually quite slow, but I do get the nice and early giant. Dux is trying to take some nice map control here, gets the windmill, he's getting his own giant, he's got the vet sword, raft, which is a little scary. I get climbing to try and expand over here. It's usually pretty weird to get climbing on Arky because climbing sucks on Arky. And then there's the level 4 there. Park of Fortune, yeah, I already knew he had the giant, but again, you gotta plan for the giants. That's right, I bought construction because I don't get 1 giant. I get 2 giants. Do you see them? You see 2 giants here? I see 2 giants. That's why I got construction. These giants are really important on Arky. See the giant now? You see it? Yeah, it's right there. It's right there. Good job. Pure guessing where the giant is. Where's the other giant though? Well, I have to deal with the siege, right? Not quite this turn because they're denying the village, which is smart here. But yeah, why do I not siege here? Because I'm not a silly Billy. If I siege here, they Justeeni, most likely. They probably don't have very many land tiles. That's why they're letting me siege like this so generously. They almost certainly have a plan to Justeeni. I'm not falling for it. And this giant is actually pretty well positioned here. It can go in this port if I'd like. So this is actually not a bad spot for it. I get this port also, get this rammer going. And yeah, do I have a plan? This is pretty bad. I can kill this vet sword, but it's not very pleasant. So this is kind of awkward. I get this attack, but again, this vet sword's gonna be... Wait, I can't even kill the vet sword. Did I just mess up? I only have 3 warriors. And a giant. Does that kill? Well, I don't know. Because I don't need to know if it kills. Because it's gone. That's it. Poof. I wanted to do that to the giant, but I saw the vet sword. I'm like, yeah, I can do it there with the vet sword as well. Justeeni. And I have 3 giants. And I'm about to be on 5 cities. And I'm about to also try to snag these ruins. And I've got really good momentum. I have ramming over the siege there. Get these juggernauts in the water. These are very, very healthy giants. He just lost a giant just straight up. And it's going really well. We're going to win game 1. They just can't hold on to this anymore. Now this giant is falling quickly. Going to play around any and all Houdinis here. This siege is unbreakable. A quadism to keep this giant nice and healthy. Explore rune, because sure. Get a little snag there, and these aquatism rammers on top of the invading giants are too much. 2 HP left. That is it. Game 1 is over in the books. But now I still have to win one more, and I'll go ahead and cut to the next match. Alright, game 2. So one thing about Arky is the host has quite the advantage on Arky, so I'm not looking forward to this game too much. Usually host advantage is pretty significant on Polytopia, but it's definitely more significant on maps like Arky and Drylands, I feel like, especially compared to Lake Lingueeni. So this is probably going to be a loss, but if my spawn is really good, then maybe that can change things. But the spawn, sadly, doesn't look too good. I need my port connections. Port connections are so important. If I don't have a way of like connecting around like this, we might have a problem here, because there's only one way to connect through this capital. So I'm just hoping, please. Oh, it's not looking good at all. There's a land tile here. There would need to be like 2 water tiles here to just barely connect around like that. And if that's not how it is, this is gonna be rough. I get the fishing pre-cap. Please just give me those connections I need. I get the workshop here, and it's just land. I am landlocked. This is the worst case you can have on Arky, and without host advantage this early in the game, sometimes you just have to say, back it up, next game. Especially if the opponent doesn't have a landlocked spawn, and things can get really bad. I go, and I see, yeah, they probably don't have a landlocked spawn. They could. I get this port here. I captured this city. And then I workshop again, but I see something here. You see it? Right here. See that? The shoreline. Not only is that a shoreline, but that's a bridge spot. And you guys might know where this is going. Wait, there's another bridge spot. That's right. We're doing it the old-fashioned way, rider roads to get our connections on our capital, because we have no choice. There's the roads, bridge over here. There's a vet sword though, but I have the riders on defense. This is actually perfect. So I'm just gonna be able to bridge across the map. Spam some riders and hold on to this position. I see them here. I'm hoping I can get this village. But I do have a pretty good baseline here. And I can road here. Try to step on this. I might not keep it. But you never know. They might not see over here. And I step here because they actually had the chance to hit me last turn. I think they just forgot. But yeah, now I'm just stepping here. And if they don't kick me off, I have Grand Bazaar with this landlocked capital on Arky. And sure enough, I capture the cities. I'm connecting everything. I'm using the bridge to help me connect more efficiently. Explorer, what's going on? I have fishing, so the Explorer is going to be able to reveal a lot. Their expansion is really slow. They have the giants, but here's the thing with giants. Is when giants go in the port, they become juggernauts. Normally giants are amazing against riders, but on Arky and Arky only, giants are actually bad against riders. Especially since I can now meet it with giants of my own. They get the Juggernaut here. But I think you guys can see. I have more bridge spots. There's a ruin here. Unfortunately, I'm not getting... I get another Explorer. Really see what's going on again. Looks like Dux just kind of took the same option as last game. Going for construction, he has an amazing windmill, so it makes sense. But it was at the cost of his expansion, and because of that, I was able to out-expand him with Rider Roads on Archie. I've never done this strategy before, by the way. Like, ever. I never do Rider Roads on Archie, because it's ridiculous. Why would you do it? It's just way too situational. But when the situation comes up, how am I supposed to say no? There's the giant. No Grand Bazaar needed. There's Park of Fortune. Grand Bazaar here. And yeah, we're going to be able to meet these two giants with giants of my own on top of the riders. In fact, I'm going to have 3 giants. There's their third giant. But yeah, they don't have a super unit advantage at all. And I have Rider Roads to snipe these rafts and snipe the Juggernauts. Get that ruin too, why not? There's my third giant. My economy is thriving. They walk in with the Juggernaut here, trying to pressure, but I have a plan. Remember, on Archie, very easy to get Houdinis off. All I need is this farm, a port, and a monument. I have 5 kills. I just need 5 more, and I get myself a beautiful gate of power. Look at that. The kills are just being provided for free. I'm going to be up to 8 kills already. And I can damage this Juggernaut down like crazy because he left it open. Using the double splash to clear the warrior out of the way. Now it's already down to 20 HP. I could trade, which is useless here, but that's fine. It's fine. I don't need it. I don't need a good tech. I already have Rider Roads. And now I have 8 kills. I just need 2 more kills. He just needs to put 2 units out there. I mean, realistically, not even 2. If he just keeps his warrior here, that's 1. I just need 1 more unit to be provided. And I get Killer Monument. If he sieges, I have the Justeeni. This rider can reach around. This rider can reach over here. And I get him. That's it. But what happens instead is he sends his units back. This unit looks like it should be able to be killed here, but it just barely can't. I spend a lot of time thinking, but yeah, I just don't see it. Where is it? Again, so agonizing. Looks like there's 2 bridge spots, but they're controlled by the opponent. If he didn't border growth, then I could just kill this giant probably, and then get my killer that way. But I just don't have it. I'm 1 kill short. So instead I just smack this giant, you know. It's not very efficient to send riders into a giant, but it is better than nothing. And I want to retake the city. But after this, it's still going to be only a 5-on-5, and I have Rider Roads. They don't. They do have scouts, and I don't, but that's fine. Another giant. But I'm pressuring. They're preparing what looks to be another Justeeni here. They just get Gate of Power. Oh, but the Gate of Power goes there. They get another giant. But this is a mistake. They're not holding on to this. And this also means I could have pressured here, because I don't have any hoof or anything, but I didn't want to risk it. And yeah, these riders are just completely dominating. They get a bomber. Okay, but 2 bombers. That's their plan of defense. But I have climbing. And these 17-star bombers are going to get wiped out by some cheap little units. Some dinky little riders, a little scout. They say quality over quantity, but when it comes to Navy, you're not exactly paying for quality. They're very overpriced. If you have the chance to just use Rider Roads, I mean, these riders cost 3 stars compared to the 7-star scout. I'm taking the rider. And the Rider Roads on Archipelago. This spawn looked terrible. I don't have host advantage. I don't have port connections. But I don't care. It's all about the Rider Roads on Archipelago to finish things off. Now 2-0, qualifying for the next tournament, which will maybe, I probably won't qualify for the, probably won't win the next tournament, but you know what, that's fine. I won this one and I won it in style, which is all that matters. It's all about the content, right? But hope you guys enjoyed. Like and sub, and have a good one.